Tonight on News Prime, President Tinubu expresses deep condolences with the people of India over the death of former Prime Minister Singh. In business, federal government raises 211.144 billion naira from bond auction. On the foreign scene, China to build world's largest hydropower dam in Tibet. And in sports, Real Madrid are set to change the name of their iconic stadium in nearly 70 years. Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agumofwebe, reminding our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. Let's begin by telling you tonight that President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep condolences to the government and people of India over the death of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. Singh, who served as India's Prime Minister from 2004 to 2014, passed away on Thursday at the age of 92. In a statement released by State House and signed by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu describes Singh as a visionary leader whose contributions to Nigeria-India relations remain significant. He records Singh's historic 2007 visit to Nigeria, during which the late Prime Minister had become one of the few global leaders to address a joint session of the Nigerian National Assembly. Let's talk security matters now. Troops of 1 Brigade in Sector 2 Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fasanyama have neutralized several terrorists, including a notorious kingpin known as Alhaji Mauli. The operation took place in Maysheka village near Kunchen Cargo Town, which is one of the local communities that had suffered under Mauli's reign of terror. In a statement by the coordinator, Joint Media Coordination Center, Operation Fasanyama, Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, says the operation, which led to the killing of the terrorists, was initiated in response to intelligence reports of terrorists on motorcycles operating in Bilbi's axis of Bilbi's district in Safe local government area of Zamfara State. The Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Chris Najomo, has called for a meeting with airlines' chief executive officers following the consistent flight delays and cancellations during this festive season. Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection of the agency, Michael Achimugu, disclosed this on his X handle, stating that Najomo is cutting short an important assignment to meet with all the chief executive officers of domestic airlines in the country. The federal government has expressed concern over the escalating post-election violence in the Republic of Mozambique, especially in the capital city of Maputo and other cities, including Beira and Nampula. The violence has reportedly resulted in the death of over 121 people and more than 380 have been injured. Reports say the violent protest erupted after the Constitutional Council confirmed Daniel Chapo of the Mozambique Liberation Front as the winner of the presidential election with 65% of the votes, and the results were rejected by the leader of the opposition party. The federal government has now, in a statement, said that they can maybe called for calm, also advising the aggrieved political players to explore appropriate legal means to seek redress. The Center for Social Legal Studies has called on the Chief Justice of Nigeria to fast-track the introduction of electronic processes in court, as the continued manual practice of proceedings is one of the reasons cases are delayed and proceedings go on indefinitely. Professor Yemi Akinsheye George, SAN, made the call during a capacity-building workshop. The National Minimum Standards for the Effective Implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. The Garun Malam local government area of Kano State has shut down the Kwana Gafan tomato market, which was allegedly being used for prostitution, adultery, homosexuality, and other immoral activities. Some youths and married women were reportedly engaging in these acts within the market premises, prompting the local council to take action to restore sanity. The council chairman, Aminu Kadawa, confirmed the development, stating that all market occupants were given a 7-day ultimatum to vacate the premises or face the full wrath of the law. Troops of 6th Brigade, Nigerian Army, Sector 3 Operation Wellstroke have arrested the suspected terrorists in the Garba Chede community of Bali local government area in Taraba State. The suspect, identified as Nura Yakubu, was arrested while acting on credible intelligence. Investigations revealed that Yakubu, a feed vendor, was involved in harboring terrorists deployed to Taraba State for terrorist activities. Acting Assistant Director of 6th Brigade Army Public Relations, Captain Olubondunde Oni, in a statement said further findings linked him and his gang to the kidnapping of a businessman, Arinze, and the son of Alhaji Ibrahim sometime in the Gabatau community of Bali local government area. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has immortalized his predecessor Rotimi Akeredolu with the announcement that the new High Court complex to be constructed in the state will be named after the departed ex-governor. Aiyedatiwa became Ondo State Governor after Akeredolu's death on December 27, 2023. The governor, who expressed his administration's commitment to the advancement of justice and the welfare of judicial officers in the state, highlighted the importance of embarking on the project. Speaking during the flag-off ceremony for the construction of the new High Court complex, he also called the Judiciary Village in Akure, the state capital. Aiyedatiwa described it as a historic milestone for the state. He noted that the project was conceived under the leadership and vision of the late Akeredolu. Hundreds of passengers have been left stranded for 2 days at the Warri train station, Delta State, following a breakdown of the free train service introduced for the festive season. The incident has sparked frustration and disappointment among travelers, as reports say many passengers expressed concerns about the delay in addressing the situation, attributing it to poor maintenance of the free train service. The free train service was launched as a special initiative by President Bola Tinubu to ease travels for Nigerians during the festive season. However, the Warri station breakdown has cast a shadow on the program, leaving passengers frustrated and stranded, calling on the government and relevant agencies to prioritize repairs and provide immediate assistance to those affected. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State says the tax reform bills which are before the National Assembly are skewed to favor only one section of the country. Speaking when he received the Christian community in Bauchi State, the governor urged President Bola Tinubu to backtrack on the tax policy reforms, saying it could lead to anarchy. He said the policy did not in any way favor the North, noting that the governors would not be able to pay salaries. During his recent maiden media chat, President Tinubu had insisted that his administration's tax reform had come to stay. The federal government and 35 of the country's 36 states of the country have continued and proposed to spend 74.249 trillion naira as budget next year to alleviate poverty and improve the fortunes of the citizenry in 2025. The River State, which is immersed in political crisis, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, are yet to announce their budgets. According to summation of the various budgets, the sum of 35.676 trillion naira, or 48.05%, would be spent on capital projects, while recurrent expenditures were allocated 38.573 trillion naira. The Nigeria Police Force across several states in the country has apprehended multiple groups of armed robbers, cultists, and hoodlums targeting fund seekers and engaging in gangsterism during Christmas celebrations. This is contained in a statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. According to the statement, the police operatives attached to Lagos State Command received a distress call that a group of hoodlums armed with dangerous weapons operating around the Safejo area of Amukoko, Lagos State. Upon receiving the call, the command's swift response led to the arrests of 3 of the suspected hoodlums identified as Emmanuel Okoli, Ogunde Tejuri, and Emmanuel Orji. The statement noted that the police operatives attached to the Saminaka Division of Kaduna State Command successfully apprehended one Sule Muhammad, who is said to be actively involved in multiple kidnapping incidents within the Saminaka area and further investigation led to the recovery of a fabricated AK-47 rifle from the suspects. The Defense Headquarters has issued a stern warning to communities over harboring terrorists. Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa gave the warning when he visited troops in Gingia Cantonment, Sokoto State. According to him, there was no mistake in the Christmas Day airstrikes targeted at the Lakurawa terrorist group in Sokoto State, where a fighter jet had bombed two communities in Silame local government area, killing suspected terrorists. On judicial matters now, the Center for Social Legal Studies has called on the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, to fast-track the introduction of electronic processes in courts, as the continued manual practice of proceedings is one of the reasons cases are delayed and proceedings go on indefinitely. Professor Yemi Akinshenye George, SAN, made the call during a capacity-building workshop themed National Minimum Standards for the Effective Implementation of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Nigerian military leader General Abdurrahmani Chani has raised fresh allegations against the federal government of Nigeria. However, the Nigerian government has countered the claims, saying they were nothing but tissues of lies. Chani, in an interview, had accused President Bola Tinubu of conniving with France to destabilize the Niger Republic, but Nigeria's Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, described the allegations as baseless. In the meantime, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has come to Nigeria's defense after claims by Niger that it was plotting to destabilize its neighbor. The West Africa's regional bloc, in a statement, rejected the accusations, noting that for years, Nigeria has supported peace and security of several countries, not only in the West African sub-region, but also on the continent. ECOWAS therefore refuted any suggestion that such a generous and magnanimous country would become a state sponsor of terrorism. In the related development, the National Security Advisor, NSA Nuhu Ribadu, says Nigeria has never allowed and will never allow any country military to site its base in Nigeria. Ribadu said this in response to allegations leveled by the military president of Niger Republic, Abdurrahmani Chani, who accused Nigeria of preparing a base for France in the north. According to him, Nigeria is living peacefully with other neighboring countries, including Chad, Benin, Cameroon, and the like, noting that there is no reason at all for the country to cause any harm to Niger Republic. You're watching a live broadcast of News Prime here on Global Television, coming to you from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Prime returns shortly, Nigeria renews its bilateral currency swap agreement with China. We'll bring you those details as well as follow sports and, of course, foreign stories for you. Do stay with us. Now time to do some business. The federal government has raised a total of 211 billion naira from its December 2024 bond auction, significantly lower than the 346.155 billion raised in November. Now, the Debt Management Office, DMO, which conducted the auction, reopened two existing instruments, the 19.30% FGN APR 2029, which is a 5-year bond, and the 18.50 FGN February 2031 7-year bond. The auction reflected a marked decline in both subscriptions and allotments, emphasizing a shift in market dynamics. Nigeria has renewed its bilateral currency swap agreement with China, a move that underscores the deepening financial and economic cooperation between the two nations. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the People's Bank of China announced the renewal of these agreements with the understanding amounting to 3.28 trillion naira, Nigerian naira, equivalent to approximately 15 billion won or $2.09 billion US. This renewal signifies a continued commitment to fostering stronger ties and facilitating smoother economic exchanges. The Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria has released a new price list for transport fares to 12 states based on the 50% transport palliative provided by the federal government. The association is among the 5 transport unions and companies partnering with the federal government in the transport palliative scheme alongside the National Union of Road Transport Workers, the Association of Luxurious Bus Owners of Nigeria, God is Good Motors, and the National Association of Road Transport Owners. They had signed a memorandum of understanding with the federal government to ease the transportation burden on Nigerians willing to travel between December 24, 2024 and January 5, 2025. As we take it forward now, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, spacecraft has made history by surviving the closest ever approach to the sun. Scientists received a signal from the Park Solar Probe just before midnight on Thursday after it had been out of communication for several days during its burning hot flyby. The agency said the probe was safe and operating optimally after it passed just 3.8 million miles, which is about 6.1 million kilometers from the solar surface. The probe plunged into stars' outer atmosphere on Christmas Eve, enduring brutal temperatures and extreme radiation in the quest to better understand how the sun works. That's groundbreaking, apparently. China has approached the construction of what will be the world's largest hydropower dam, stoking concerns about displacement of communities in Tibet and environmental impacts downstream in India and Bangladesh. The dam, which will be located in the lower reaches of the Yalong Sambo River, could generate 3 times more energy than the Three Gorges Dam, currently the world's largest hydropower plant. German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has dissolved Parliament, confirming the expected date of February 23, 2025 for the early general election prompted by the collapse of Olaf Scholz's government last month. Scholz's coalition was brought down by internal fights over how to revive Europe's largest economy. However, a deadly car-ramming attack at a Christmas market last week has renewed the country's heated debates over security and immigration. Confirming the date for the elections, Steinmeier emphasized the need for political stability and appealed for the campaign to be conducted with respect and decency. And now time to take a look at sports for you. Chelsea reportedly not planning another move for Napoli striker Victor Osimhen in the upcoming January transfer window, despite previous interest in the Nigerian international. The 25-year-old, currently on loan at Galatasaray, has been in sensational form, scoring 12 goals in 15 appearances across all competitions, including 2 in last month's Europa League victory over Tottenham Hotspur. Osimhen's loan move from Napoli followed a breakdown in his relationship with the Serie A club. According to reports, Chelsea, who are currently second in the Premier League table, will not pursue Osimhen in January, instead prioritize a long-term strategy to strengthen their attacking options. And still in Europe, Real Madrid are reportedly set to change the name of their iconic stadium. This year, the 15-minute European champions completed a 5-year renovation at the iconic stadium, costing around £860 million, which has seen the capacity rise to 85,000. The revamped stadium also features a 360-degree screen and retractable roof as the club look to modernize their iconic structure. However, as part of their revamp, Madrid have also reportedly decided that they will change the name of the ground, moving away from the iconic Santiago Bernabeu. Instead, according to Spanish outlet Marca, Madrid's ground will be known as the Bernabeu, dropping Santiago. It will come as a major shock to Madrid fans who have become accustomed to the Santiago Bernabeu name since the club named it that in 1955. Liverpool boss Arne Slot says it is too early to say his side were on course for the Premier League title after a 3-1 win over Leicester extended their lead at the top of the table. His comment comes as Liverpool moved 7 points clear of second-place Chelsea with a game in hand, although Arsenal can climb to within 6 points when they host Ipswich on Friday. However, the Dutch manager Slot, in his first season in charge since succeeding Jurgen Klopp, remains cautious about the prospect of bringing the Premier League title to Anfield for the first time since 2020. Let's bring it closer to home now. The National Sports Commission has unveiled the Renewed Hope Initiative for Nigeria's sports economy, a plan to transform the nation's sports industry through the Reset, Refocus and Relaunch initiative, which seeks to reset Nigeria's sports ecosystem from competition-driven to a development-driven and value-addition industry. The strategy brief signed by the Commission Chairman, Shehu Diko, was designed as a framework to establish sports as a vital driver of Nigeria's socio-economic growth and development. The Diko-led National Sports Commission has set an ambitious objective and roadmap to unlock the potential of the sports economy by revitalizing infrastructure, fostering grassroots development hinged on school sports and professional academy programs, as well as promoting private sector engagement and investment in sports, as well as sustainable, credible participation across all competition. And now, as we end Global TV News Prime tonight, let's bring you a summary of some of our big stories. President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep condolences to the government and people of India over the death of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. In business, the federal government has raised a total of 211.144 billion naira from its December 2024 bond auction, significantly lower than the 364.155 billion raised in November. On the foreign scene, China has approached the construction of what will be the world's largest hydropower dam, stoking concerns about displacement of communities in Tibet and environmental impacts downstream in India and Bangladesh. And finally, tonight in sports, we told you Real Madrid are reportedly set to change the name of their iconic stadium. This year, the 15-minute European champions completed a 5-year renovation at the iconic stadium, costing around £860 million, which has seen the capacity rise to 85,000. And that's a full circle on the news here tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, start times 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. We would love to remind our viewers that you can connect and engage with us across social media platforms using @Global TV NG, as well as other handles as you now see on your screen. I'm Uyag Mofugbe, saying a big thank you to you on behalf of the team here at Global Television's World Headquarters. We'll see you again.